Alright, let me post the
Determining coin
thing.
flip. It's basically who's lower at the standing, right?
No, it's Fika time was here first, so we're going with Fika time gets to choose.
Okay. Um, I called tails. Let's see what it is. One was cocked. I apologize. It is actually tails. Got tails twice in a row. Excuse me. Hiccup.
Yep.
Jared, would you like to run us through the um teams?
I sure would. Looking at team number one in Fika Dog versus Bread Dog, we start with the dog made of bread. That team does include Pie and Baguette, who are also both made of bread. Scrug, who will be their tank, but today is technically Pie, and Little is subbing for Scrug, and Little will be playing DPS. Melly and Pie are usually the DPS line, but you got Melly and Little today. You also have Baguette, and for the third time ever, JP 3 reigns on the support line.
Holy.
This is huge. This
This
is
is huge.
monumental. And JP is such a good compliment to Baguette because Baguette can obviously do a lot of everything. But with how aggro JP is, Baguette just really keeps the backline up. And so while JP's off feeding his brains out, trying to get picks, probably getting picks, probably dying a lot, she just keeps the team up, and it works really great. Looking at team two, you have Fika time, which means snack time. And on snack time, you have Sparksy, who is on support, Amphibia, who is now Princess Baz, and also not Amphibia, but they're being the support line. Hunta and Nalemos are the DPS line. We're probably going to see a Soldier Sombra duo in there. Looking for the EMP visors, especially using that new Soldier perk, that being the Stim Pack, which allows them to shoot so much faster. He is antied during that, though. And on tank, you have My Meme is True, who will be referred to as Mons because that is an obnoxiously long name. And he plays
Mons.
basically Ramatra.
Mons.
And did we ever find out a map to the max?
Sorry, I was not locked in. Um, no. Oasis. That I think is a first, right? For
No, we've
Gungia?
seen Oasis.
I have not seen it, so
I played that
because I
map,
was
and you streamed it.
well, I did not see it.
Either way, it happened. We are checking if both teams are ready, and we will jump into map number one.
Hold on, I'm not ready. I have to imprison the bean.
All right,
Bean.
well, Max is throwing her cat in the blender. We
Our fearless
are not ready yet.
Miss Bean, is here. She's ready.
Bean is ready. We have
Both
the
Bean and
real
I are ready.
co-caster. And that means we are going in. Take a big old drinky drink.
Hi, Beans. Hi, sweet girl. What do you think's gonna happen?
I think JP's gonna feed.
Do you think JP's gonna feed? Yeah, that's what I thought too.
So we have a consensus on JP feeding.
Yeah, she also said Sparksy's gonna feed.
You know what? That makes sense. They had a good run.
Jared, give me your thoughts on this map. Ideas of the what the two different teams like to play and how it's gonna work on this map.
So we already know what Fika Time's realistically gonna run. It's probably gonna be Ramatra. And then we already know what the DPS line is, so it's really just what Baz adds to it. And yeah, Sparksy on the Kiri, that was kind of foretold. But Pi on the JQ, not what I expected to see, although little melee DPS line with Sojourn and Cass, or I guess Sojourn Genji now, was a little
Oh
expected.
god.
Baguette on the Juno as was foretold in the prophecies, and JP on his signature feeding DPS backline character is now Brig, actually. Okay, we're going to see JP on the flank Brig.
Flank Brig.
I expect both teams to really take pretty decent control of this high ground, and actually I can see why Pi was going with the JQ. I quite like JQ into the Ramatra man.
Melly and Baguette are immediately rotating onto point, missing the whole fight. There's a Sombra looking for the backline. Gets taken out by Melly early on.
Yeah, and Little's going to be the next fall, along with JP3 Reigns from Nilamos. Big Lamp comes out, saving the life of Baz. And it's just going to be Melly in the backline for now. Melly's going to fall to the hands of the Swedish Soldier 76, Nilamos.
We did see a really good opening pick from Melly there. However, them not being with the rest of the team and not able to kind of participate in that fight did kind of cost Red Dog there.
Well, and something I don't actually like is I didn't realize Baguette swapped onto the Mercy, leaving JP to really do only heals on Brig. And that's fine, but you're healing a JQ into quite a lot of damage, and that's just not going to be enough. Especially with JP playing into a Ramatra here, he's just going to try and get his proc off, and he's even down to the Sombra there, but he's just going to get pummeled. And he dies there, resulting because of the pummel.
So did JP get pummeled?
Yeah.
Okay.
He got pummeled and then Sambra'd.
Are we on Swedish ping, or do we have...
Nope. Every game should be played on US Central, which is East Coast and Central.
We do see JP swap to the Ana.
I would prefer to see him on the BAP here. I just feel like it provides more, but...
I agree.
Especially going into that cleanse, but if JP thinks he can do it, I believe in the man. No perks up for either side yet. We'll see the first perks coming at the end of this first round, around 90%. Actually, Mons already has a perk.
We have 5 ults from the side of Fika time. Baguette pops Valk to try to keep, the team up, but it is not enough. It's going to be a TK for Fika time.
And first set of perks are out for everybody on Fika time, except Baz. Oh, no, Baz just got theirs. Still haven't chosen theirs, but that's quite alright. We are going to see Melly swap to Sombra to try and get a touch. Does accomplish that. Pi's rampaging onto point.
What
Cleanse
a good
comes out.
cleanse from Sparksy.
Yeah, and
time on point.
I don't expect to see this go anywhere, especially with Little hacked in the backline, trying not to die to Hunta. But in what world does he get a decent noon off? Just about to find Lemos, but gets popped in the head. And with that, a very decisive map 1 take for Fika time, but makes sense. We usually do see Red Dog start slow.
Did you know, by watching this stream, you can earn drops for the game that we are currently casting?
Yes, you can get...
And you can also subscribe.
Well, that is important. The more important thing to note, Max, is you get the greatest May skin ever conceived.
Froggy, rainy May.
It has a frog on the gun.
I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if you knew this. There are actually 3 frogs on May's froggy skin, and they all look around and are individually animated.
Yeah, the one on the gun judges you.
Yes, and the one inside the gun also judges you, and there's one on your head.
That's the most important one.
We're gonna see Princess Baz swap on to the Lifeweaver for this map.
Lifeweaver is unironically kind of crazy right now. Just has so much survivability, and has this really stupid perk that allows him to constantly be healing up. But Little on the Torb. I like this.
Little on the Torb?
Nah, it's not as exciting.
I know.
He plays on the team with the Torb guy.
Well.
Although Mons, trying to die, does die, and Hunta gets naded. Melly with the Shemelly nade. And we see a very quick turnaround and a very decisive fight win for the side of Red Dog.
Good to see that they're finding that momentum finally.
Yeah, and DPS won't have any perks. JP's not gonna have one either, but Baguette has actually gotten hers, surprisingly. But maybe she was on more for a while.
Hunter's gonna get to pick on JP.
Yeah, and now you just kind of have this small little room that the entirety of Red Dog have collapsed into. Pi trying to do anything right now, and I don't believe anything's gonna come from this except him dying, Baguette dying. Oh, Little actually got a pick onto Mons, but Little's gonna be the last one to fall with Baguette. And huge pick
Hunter
by
dies
Hunter
in the
Melly.
back lane.
Yeah, that was insane.
Eyes open now.
And Melly
Now,
with another one.
Is Princess Baz a Swedish invader?
Yes,
Okay.
they're a dirty American.
We are gonna see
Bonjour.
the Tree of Life come out on 2-point, as well as Ramatra time to try to stay up, but window pops out.
Yeah, and Little's gonna start shooting molten core everywhere. And
Good
Pi
life
gets the
grip
ante.
from Princess Baz. Gets the tank out of the molten core.
And almost actually doesn't go with the stim pack perk here. Opts for a, in my opinion, much worse reload while running. But Little with another pick. We aren't going to see any ults this fight outside of Sparksy's one thing.
Kitsune Rush.
That's the one, champ.
Kitsune Rush can be quite influential.
Yeah,
in
but
a
with
fight.
Mons going down right away, is it even worth popping?
That's just gotta be a regroup for Fika time.
Yeah, and JP truly snacking right now. Almost doesn't get out.
That's a pretty big stagger. He's gonna have that full respawn time.
I know. It's going to be around 80%. Should be last fight for either team if done right. Oh, Little went with the
Hunter
sticky
finding
turret.
pretty low.
Yeah, but look at Little's turret up there. Just gets popped.
I don't like the sticky turret.
No, it is much worse than level 3, but it's very silly.
Hi, getting real low on that JQ there.
Yeah,
Gonna get
Baguette.
filled up by the coalescence. Bong Schwip.
Oh, Hunter just about falling, but gets life gripped out of it. JP3 Reigns with his ult, gonna pop it, but it's all the way on point. No one's really gonna get value out of that. In the meantime, Pi is chilling in the backline, but two of his teammates have already fallen. Really gonna need a hero moment from him. First pick comes out. He might be able to get his ult up.
Is not able to get it though. The whole team collapsing.
And with Ramatra time being the only ult up from Fika time, this should still be super winnable, especially with Baguette falling right away. Little's not even going to be given a chance to touch. And map 1 goes to Fika time.
What a good, you know, effort from both teams. Well, mostly on that second point from Red Dog, but they really found some momentum. They found a comp that worked for them. I think they were just a little too scattered there. I think they needed to communicate a little bit more.
Well, and I mean, who knows how that goes with Sage in the lineup?
I mean, yeah, they don't have to play around a Doomfist.
And that is Red Dog's calling card.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. I believe now we go to a hybrid map.
We sure do. If you could figure out what Red Dog wants to play on.
I have sent them the message.
Alright. I honestly wouldn't even hate to see Pi swap here. I mean, Junker Queen is good into Ramatra, but just feel like he might be able to play something more impactful.
Something maybe a little bit more anti-Sombra for the backline. Hunter was doing God's work dealing with the backline and
Not even
distraction.
that, because it was kind of shut down after the Torb and cast swaps.
True.
Honestly, would I hate to see him mirror the Ramatra, or
King's Row. Melly is going to tank.
Melly is going to tank. Interesting.
Interesting.
And I think with the way Pai's playing, he's trying to play like he's trying to dive the backline, but
But
he's just negating his team's backline.
yeah, Mons finds a lot of effectiveness when, Pi is solely focused on Fika Time's backline.
And it's not the worst thing in the world, but when it's a Lifeweaver and a Kiriko,
Yeah, two very slippery characters.
and not a whole lot you can do about that.
Yeah, it would only be made worse if instead of, maybe a Kiriko, it was a Mercy, or just, there was a Mercy in that mix somewhere.
Yeah, I don't have to imagine.
Yeah, I know. We're gonna head over to King's Row there, so it's time for your favorite time. Low res Mundana.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Now, I don't actually know what Melee Tank provides, but we
I
do
don't
know
either.
we do know what Pi Tank or Pi DPS provides, and it's a lot of flanking still, and I expect to see him on the Torb or the Mei.
Indeed, I also agree, but those are kind of Little's go-to picks too.
Yeah, it's a weird overlap, but Little also plays more hit scan base.
This is true.
Or we
Little's
see
actually
this.
gonna rock out on the Bastion and Pies on the Torbjorn. Now, I would like to see Little's Genji in the mix.
You know, are we gonna see Lemos and Hunta swap here? Is it them Lemos Genji? No, they're just being weird. Surely. Oh yeah, surely.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're gonna see the Torb mirror match here. Melly's on Zarya here.
Yeah, it's an interesting pick into their Matra. Not my favorite, but if you can time your engages right, it should be more than adequate.
Pies going on the Reaper guy, looking for some flanks, probably looking for Hunta, but that Torb turret, if we've learned anything from P. Marmon's gameplay, can be pretty lethal for flankers if positioned correctly, but it is not. So
Yeah, it's hard to like simply just become P Marmon.
I've been taking notes from his gameplay.
Well, Melly's been
Hunter
taking notes from
falling
mine,
pretty
just walking
low.
straight at the back line, and Pie's dead.
Pie's gonna, yeah.
JP's the next to fall. And a pretty decent Maywall time from Little, but it's too little, too late.
We are gonna see a fully charged Zarya. Slowly
It's
getting
not gonna
healed up
mean
by
too
that
much.
JP3 range, but it's not enough.
I really don't like the comp Red Dog is running from the DPS line. Or
I agree.
I think they should swap more to a dive focus. Especially with
Pi
what...
getting a good pick on Hunta there.
Yeah, that's actually very surprising. Ooh, Nel's
Falling
unable to find the
very
pick.
low to Nelmos. Gonna TP up onto the high ground, try to flank and get that turret. Turret is exploded.
Here comes
Coalescence comes out
Coalescence.
from Baguette pretty early here.
Yeah, Mons is falling so incredibly low. Baguette's gonna be able to get the pick on Baz. And now you just have a full charge Zarya running at your backline. Hunta finds a pick on JP though. Sparksy and Hunta still alive in the backline. Pie's gonna TP up. That was a choice.
What a good bubble from Melly there, completely negating that dynamite.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Hunta
Pi
has
still
a
dies to
questionable
it.
coach gun.
Yeah, this has just been a very interesting time for these people.
Yeah.
We will see our first perk starting to come out. Pi, of course, getting the soul orbs because he's edgy. He specifically listens to Linkin Park.
Crawling.
Grav comes out.
Oh, Grav
Melly
comes out
not with a
nice,
perk
too.
yet, but it should be more than enough. Nelmos with a pick on the Pi though. Orbit comes out from
Although Ray
JP3
comes out.
Reigns. Counter with the
Alright,
Molten
Goo
Core.
comes out as well. Bob comes out from Hunter's.
Yeah, and it's gonna find two. Melee's one of the last ones standing. Don't believe he gets out here. Just with JP
No.
and Baguette falling previously. And I feel like this...
As for remaining ults, we've got a second coalescence from Baguette. Blizzard coming up for little, Ramatra time, and that's about it.
And I feel like this is really when the lack of range is going to start to struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's just some crappy poke range like Torb, because he can still do so much damage, and Bread Dog's just missing all of that. And if they
Yeah,
can't get a key wall
meanwhile-
off, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, meanwhile, you know, Fika Time has really good poke with both Sparksy, Hunta,
Oh.
and the Lemos. Pretty big freeze comes out, but
Unfortunately,
it's
there's
not
no
gonna get
follow-up.
kills.
And Hunta's now flanking to the back line, and because there's nothing to challenge her, even with the Reaper, even with the Mei, Hunta's just able to free roam.
And that is not a, you know, free range character that you want, you know, in your backline on the flank.
No, and Bread Dog's currently the one being the caged hen. Although the eggs may be cheaper, it's just not going to be as
They
good.
aren't.
Well, that's just egg prices right now.
Sticky turret.
Yeah, I don't know why people are not
Really
opting for
rad
the level
spot.
3. Yeah. JP trying to fight Hunter right now is gonna get bopped. Really think Red Dog needs some ranged about now.
I mean, yeah, you've got Baptiste and Anna, but they're trying to focus on keeping the tank up from all this range. They can't really be affording to focus on DPSing right now.
No, with how aggressive Melee wants to play, I mean, it's just not going to be enough, especially playing into all this range. Grav comes out, but it's negated mainly by the shield. JP is going to somehow get the pick on Pi, or on Almost. Hope he's not picking Pi. But Hunta's in the backline now. Pretty big dynamite damage onto the backline, and this actually is going
goes
to...
on JP.
With all the damage, though, this should be a fight win from the side of Fika Time.
And worst comes to worst, they still have Ramatra time.
Yeah, Melee really just gave up the few surviving members he had in his backline. Nano does come out, but you still have a Ramatra in your backline. I don't know if he gets enough value out of this.
And he's just taking constant turret fire. And
I
they're
mean-
just, I mean,
They traded
Red
2
Dog is
picks
just
for
trickling in.
the entire team. They still have no range.
I don't think Pi swamping off of tank was the move here.
I don't think it was either. They really need to be getting on that team, and I think JQ would have been much better here than Zarya. High with a very questionable
And
Blossom.
Blossom just doesn't get anybody. I'm expecting to see Ramatra time come out here, and Blizzard gets canceled. And
Yeah,
the Ramatra time into Kitsune,
and-
and it's just a complete shutdown for Fika time.
Yeah, Bread Dog just unable to adapt, and maybe it's they're too scared to change heroes when the perks are active, but it really only takes a fight to get back to where your enemies are at.
Also, hi Sage, thank you for stopping by and giving some encouragement to your team.
Yeah, Sage, your team really needs it.
Oh, don't be mean.
You watched the same game I did.
I did, but I am trying to remain positive. Because low res Mandata,
Well, Resmondata
My
can't solve all our
beloved.
problems.
he solves all my problems. That's my beloved.
Is that your boyfriend?
Oh, that's my husband.
Oh, my bad.
I'm a widow.
Oh my god, you killed Mandata? It was for
No,
insurance money, wasn't it?
no, that was my origin story. My
Uh-huh.
husband got killed by Talon.
But you're Widowmaker. You joined Talon.
No, 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 no. I'm just Widow. We are gonna see Zenyatta from Baz here. Looks like Team Bread Dog did pick up the range, a little bit of range here with Torb and Bastion. But Nalemos and Hunta running the bread and butter of their team comp
Yeah,
with
and
the Melly looking schizophrenic on the diva.
I do quite like this adaptation. It really allows a lot more, really just everything to happen. But it could just be too little too late, especially with Pi and Little both going pretty decently ranged characters now. So,
I don't know
maybe
if
they're
you're
the
spectating Melly,
schizophrenics.
but Melly is on a Sombra hunt, and he's just giving a lot of space to.
Yeah, Bread Dog able to
time.
fully capitalize on taking the point. I guess this is what happens when you put a DPS on tank.
Yeah. I mean, Melly's been. Hunter gets Pie, but Princess Bass goes down to Baguette.
Yeah, Melly finally finding the Sombra, but gives up Baguette in the progress.
Melly is just really focused on this Sombra.
He needs to give up on this stream. It's just not worth it. You give up too much. You have other people on your team to do that for you.
Yeah, it's again, it's questionable tank choice here. I don't know whose call it was.
I
to
agree with
swap
that,
Pie and
Sage. I'm
Melly,
gonna have
but
to
I
talk
think
to
they
people.
need to be fired.
Yeah. But I fully agree, Sage. I didn't think it needed to be stated, but I will have to say something apparently.
It's also kind of difficult to see specific perks.
You have to be
Stream?
spectating the character, but even if it's in
Yeah.
between, it's just you shouldn't be in the stream. That's just
Yeah, no, I don't think that people that are playing in the game should be able to view the stream, or if people are like for the T1 and T2 teams, like their subs.
Yep.
I mean, they can obviously have it on in the background. I have it on in the background so I can look at chat,
But not while you're playing the game.
but I don't do that, so
Yeah, you don't play, so it's okay.
I'm retired.
Melly falling super low. I mean, there's no.
Big EMP from Hunta. Nano comes out onto Melly. Princess Baz is sleeping.
And Bread Dog's not even gonna really stop the cart.
They're gonna finally stop cart, but
It doesn't matter.
oh, does not matter. Map 2 is gonna go to Fika time. And I am hoping to see Pi put back on tank here.
Me too. It's all we
For
can hope
Bread
for.
Dog's sake. Great game going to Baguette though.
Yeah, unfortunately, it does not count as a map win.
No, but I can support my wife for being an epic gamer.
Sure can, champ. Sure can. Oh, Fika time takes map number 2.
Okay, Melly would like to be put back on DPS. Blast.
That is the best news I've heard all day.
Yep.
It's not a high bar. I've had a weird day, but
I mean, it gives us something interesting to talk about on stream.
you know, I wouldn't hate to see Pi Doom, but
I don't think I've ever seen Pi play Doom.
I don't think you've really seen Pi play a lot of things.
No, I've seen Pi play a lot of things.
You really only played with him during his Widow arc. That was rough,
Not true.
man.
I was also on my Widow arc, so we were swapping.
Oh, my bad.
Anyways, it is. I did put a gentle reminder to.
Currently waiting for the escort map from Bread Dog.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell people to close the stream just because views are
But,
good.
yeah, but people get upset about that, and I just don't want to deal with that. It's less things for me to worry about.
If they can't see it, pound sand.
Maybe I will pound sand.
Yeah, go be a glass maker.
Hell nah. Although I do know how to do all that.
So I don't think this is the time to split hairs over it. I think we need to pick a map first.
I agree.
I agree with Sage though. Sparksy, I'm gonna
I will take away all your maps
ban.
for saying that one more time.
Yeah, ban Sparksy, please, mods. Mods.
I really hope I'm modded on this account.
I'm not. I'm just here. I got the first subscription badge. Smile. Hip hip hype. Here's some free engagement from me. Havana is our escort map.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Here, JC87, thank you so much for the Prime subscription.
Yeah, I'm putting money back in my
3 months
own
Prime.
pocket.
Havana, una na. Half of my heart is in Havana, una na. I have some good memories of this map.
I
But
have no good
also
memories of this map.
hate
This
it.
map sucks.
Listen, this used to be my good friend Deathoof's Genji map back in the day.
Kenshi is still super playable. So
Well, I think Deathoof has been benched from the Genji for a while.
you know what? I blame Spry.
I blame Deathoof being really good at tank.
I still blame Spry.
Interesting, interesting. I wish how do you do like the slow cinematic pans?
Control.
Control. Oh, fire the camera guy.
You can use E and Q to go up and down. Shift to go faster.
I just look up. Whee!
Oh, trust me, I know.
Listen, I've said on stream I am not a good camera person. That's why I'm secondary caster.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have anyone really else.
Yep. But we are going to see a bit of a different comp from Fika Time, and we're going to see Nalemos on the Tord and Baz on the Ana. Everything else same.
Pi on the Winston, Little on the Genji, Melly on the Middo, and Baguette on the Mercy, JP3 Reigns on the Grandma, and Princess Baz finally the pick on Melly right away.
Better sniper. Melly is gonna get rezzed.
Still waiting for that Pi to jump in. Melly is still incredibly low, and Hunter will be found by Melly, actually. No res for that one, though. Pi truly just opting not to take any corner space. Finally jumps in to get the turret. And
I'm falling pretty low.
yeah,
Never
jumping
mind.
in without his
I'm
bubble
falling dead.
is a choice. Hunter also finds Melly in the meantime.
The second sleep on Hunter. JP kind of going off on the Ana today.
Yeah, unfortunately, JP's sleeps aren't going to be enough. And Pi swaps over to the Malga, Melly to the Sojourn.
Oh god. Well, they don't have a cleanse for the Malga, unfortunately.
No, they're really gonna need
So,
that though.
if Princess Baz is, you know, worth their salt, they will be shutting down that haha as soon as possible.
Oh, I've already seen 3 antis come off onto Pi.
Yeah, I agree. JP's gonna fall to Hunter.
And Little actually switches to the Ashe at some point and gets the pick on Hunter. Mons is at
taking
Ramatra
the-
time.
Yeah, Mon's taking the blocking advice a little too seriously, blocking nothing.
And Pi is currently the one shooting the turret.
Ramatra time comes out with a nano.
Both teams nano their tanks. I suspect Pi should be a little better. But
Yeah, just because Mons is not getting a lot of healing right now, needs a little bit of help.
And he comes out on the Pi, though.
And
with all that, Fika time still just absolutely dominating Bread Dog.
JP falling really low, having to return back to the spawn room. Even with the Swedish ping, Mons' aim on that Ramatra is deadly.
Yeah, and Fika time just don't have the ability to find their footing right now. Overclock comes out for Melly. And Hunter might find the... Actually, Pi's gonna do Stomp Tech.
Contact! And haha. 2 for 1. Sparksy's gonna go down next. It's Winginky time though.
Yeah, just against the Ramatra is a little interesting, but it should do the job.
Yeah.
And Bread Dog
I
finally able to do something.
Molly once again looking a little schizophrenic, hunting for Hunter.
Yeah, but at least he's on DPS now to do it.
Yes.
Looks a little better on his resume.
Slightly. Low bar though.
Hunter is in the backline. She is going to have EMP for this fight. It comes out pretty early. Pi is...
Ooh, big EMP, finds 3.
Bob comes out
JP
though.
goes down to it, Bob comes out.
Baga unable to get the res, and that should be the map. Or I guess the first half of the map.
What are you hoping to see from Bread Dog on defense here? What do you think could really turn this around for them?
Me personally, I think they're just sending too many people after the Sombra.
I agree.
It opens up too many avenues.
I liked the Brig pick, just not from JP. I think Baguette is gonna find the most benefit from the Brigitte with JP on like a Baptiste or an Ana here.
I agree. JP needs to be on something that really enables him to do a lot of damage, while Baguette can keep the rest of the team alive.
And heal for the backline.
I fully agree. And you need some demanding presence out of Pi. Because a very consistent thing is...
Arissa is a good pick here.
I do too, but my concern is and has been... It just kind of feels like they're like scared of themselves. They're not playing with any like commanding presence, and in doing that, they've really just hurt themselves. Because where Sage is just able to do so much on the Doom, Pi really hasn't been able to hold a torch to that.
Yeah. We're actually to see Hunta not on the Sombra to start off. We're gonna see her on the Widow,
Yeah,
rocking my favorite skin,
ugh,
Electric Spider. She's
definitely
got
has
the
the best
Miku
name.
hair.
And Little actually gonna find the first pick. Bread Dog is holding this first corner. And Hunta unable to find any picks so far.
Finding quite a few headshots, but not a lot of picks. Going on a little bit of a journey to try to pick off Melly or somebody in the backline.
Yeah, and Bread Dog did
Gonna
such a
get
great
him.
job. Little gets another headshot kill onto Princess Baz, and Bread Dog suddenly soars to life with the Pi being on Orisa, and this much more passive backline from the side of Little and Melly. Really being able to sit back and poke has just done wonders for them so far.
Would have been amazing to see this on Kings Row and see what of a difference it would have made.
Yeah, but now there's Ramatra in their backline. Pi just threw a Ramatra at his backline. And he's going to be the next
Yup.
to fall.
And so the cookie crumbles, or I should say the bread.
Yeah, I mean, they really did just look like stale bread there.
Or just poorly made bread.
That dog's getting old, Max. Pi gonna be the only person in a position to touch, looking for any help from his team. Baguette does pop their ult, but unable to get a cleanse out onto Pi in a reasonable time. Little and Melly find 3. It's just JP alive right now, though. And can't live
And
the Ramatra time.
Yeah. And map 3 and the match is gonna go to Fika time in a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, that feels bad. There's nothing more you can really say about it. There were signs of life there at the end, and who knows how this game goes with Sage in the lineup. But for right now, hopefully Bread Dog can bounce back from that in the future, especially going into the playoffs. We're now looking over to Fika time for an interview.
Indeed.
Well, Max, actually, Mons is here now, so we don't need a stall. Hello, Mons. Very commanding win from the side of Fika time today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. We feel good. Very
How
good.
was the introduction of Princess Baz?
It was really good actually. I played with him a bit yesterday and today. He's really nice and a bit well-rounded hero character. Wait, character person. But yeah, he hasn't played a lot this past season or this season. So he's very rusty, but it feels like he still has the core still. It feels like, and they apparently plays a lot of Live Weaver, and that which surprised me quite a lot. But shows that he does mostly damage. So he seems good. He's really good.
Well, good. Was there a particular like team comp you guys had in mind going into this?
No, not really. Well, usually I just go hard in with Ramatra to be honest, and learning my mistakes to not maybe play it as it's solo queue, and just actually play with the team and listen to and talk a lot. Especially Bass talks a decent amount, which is quite nice. To get more info in the team a bit, but we'll see. And so not really anything in mind to be honest. Just go with the flow.
Yeah, and you guys didn't have to make a lot of adjustments. Was
No.
there really any swaps in playstyle, or was it just?
No, not really. It was mostly like, okay, Torbjorn is quite strong, so we played a bit that. Since we saw that in even in Oasis, I think I don't remember who played the Torb and put the wall like the turret on the wall or CD.
That would have been
Which is
Lomos.
yeah, which is so funny. I love that perk. It's so nice, especially with the new perks now. It's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's see. How do you think you
What are
did
they?
today?
Me.
Yeah, that'd be you.
Uh, no, it was I didn't hear you quite. But I think I did decently well. I I was a bit unsure how to play because I noticed the Bread Dog was quite scattered. So I was like, where's their front line a bit? So I kind of like almost tried to go for their supports quite a lot. But I feel like I played quite balanced since I heard that which we mean JP was a quite aggressive support, so I played a bit safer. And yeah, I think that kind of won us the game a bit. I was super surprised to survive like the early phase in Havana. I was like legit on 10 health, and then all of a sudden the healing came to me. So yeah,
Max, do you have any questions for our Mons?
I do. We saw so I know that in like previous interviews, we've talked about you blocking a bit more on Ramatra. Today we saw you blocking a lot more, including
yeah,
blocking a little bit of nothing.
Hey, you'd rather that
Um,
maybe
than do no than anything else though. Keeps you alive.
this is true. This is
true.
true. But when it's just a Curie in front of you, I question the choice to just block.
When was that?
Last point.
Last point. Oh, it could be just I might respect Kiri's damage output.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You know that's this is the point of the interview to ask questions.
Uh,
Um,
I can't really say because I don't remember me just blocking in front of the Kirin.
that is fair. That is fair. Um, we did have a little bit of a switch around in Red Dog's lineup. What did think about it? What did you think of the Pion tank and the Melion tank?
uh, don't put Melly on tank. Maybe I don't know. And because it was so funny because in King's show it was so chaotic. I didn't know what was going on, to be honest. I was just like looking everywhere. The enemy team was like legit all around me. It's like, all right. Uh, and I feel like Melly tried their best, but I think Baguette is a bit better on tank for Bredog.
That's
Just without
interesting.
knowing.
I don't know that Baguette plays tank for Bread Dog, but um, I'll let her
No,
know
like
that.
I don't know who plays. I don't know who
Well,
plays
it's usually Scrug, so you would usually be going against a
Doomfist, right?
yes, but
Yes.
Yeah,
uh, unfortunately he was not
but
able to play today.
yeah, but I feel like I could bully Melee quite easy. And I was probably more respectful when I faced against Junkie Queen in first point or first map.
Be high on the DPS.
True. I believe you. A better DPS, I think.
Well, hold on, let me look at the sketty. I believe you are so this is what, week 6? Yes.
Yeah.
Next week you will be facing a Meteora.
Yeah.
Um,
Ooh, wow.
Warriors team.
yes. Anything to say to Team Meteora? Anything you'd like to say on that match as of right now, or are you just, holding?
I don't know. I feel like a holding. I'm not sure. Like I know Warrior is a really good player. And that way I will respect it. I won't trash talk anything. Just it will bite my ass or something. But I look forward to the match, and I hope we have a really even match.
Fair enough.
That would be great to see.
That is
Hopefully.
only questions. Jared, I will turn the
Oh, you
floor
hit
over
my
to you
ender,
again.
so I don't have anything else. Thank you for watching. Thank you for playing. We have another game later today, actually. It is T1 versus USA. Should be pretty big. And that is at 8, I think.
Yes, 2 hours.
All right.
Be
We'll
there or be
All
square.
right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Goodbye.
Bye.